the back of that, and back to Tesla, Tom Piotrowski, is that its share prices has been demolished since its high of just, 3 months ago?
Yeah, it's been a volatile picture for Tesla shares since the election, Pete. So you essentially saw the shares double in value since the election. In recent weeks, that ground has been surrendered. So they're essentially back to the levels that we saw just before the US election. Now, on this day, the stock is up by around 5%, and it turns around the latest developments in relation to the trade conflict between Canada and the United States. So the real story turns around the fact that steel and aluminium tariffs will be doubled as they relate to Canadian imports into the United States. There's also the prospect of a very substantial increase in tariffs on dairy and indeed on cars imported into the United States from Canada. So that is part of the reason why Tesla shares are higher, because of their US footprint. But there's a complex supply chain that relates to the car industry between Canada and the United States. So some, not all, car makers fell last night. As far as Stellantis shares are concerned, they're probably best known for making Jeeps. That stock was down by around 6%. Ford Motor Company was down by around 3%. So at a very basic level, Pete, the uncertainty still remains acute when it comes to this conversation. It's part of the reason why the VIX index overnight rose to its highest levels since August of last year, when we saw the Bank of Japan unexpectedly raise interest rates. So you normally have this index trading between 14 and 20 in a normal market. Overnight it got to 29. So that means that the concerns or prospects of volatility for the markets are very high under those circumstances. At this stage, we've got the Dow Jones down by around 0.4%. The S&P 500, having been down by 1.5%, is down by 1/3%. Technology stocks are doing a little bit better by comparison, up by 0.5%. And we've got the SPY futures predicting a loss of about 0.5% for the ASX 200 this morning.
All right, Tom Piotrowski, thanks.